GTA 5, we're doing the story missions. Bury the Hatchet, Double A Gamer for Life. This is part one. Okay, this mission, I don't know, it worked me. And here's a look at the 3 goal requirements. We got to do the mission under a certain amount of time, get 20 headshots, and keep an accuracy over 80. Now, there's a lot of cinematic to this thing, and in order to get time like any of the missions, you're not going to be able to watch it. Let's get through the cinematic, and I'll talk a little bit more about this mission.
Same as always.
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate that.
So, family ain't back yet, huh?
Nope.
Oh, she's a goddamn fool, man.
Despite all the chaos of these last few weeks, I think I finally figured it out. I know, sounds ridiculous.
No, actually, it does not sound ridiculous, you know? Because you're a killer. You know? You are a man of action. You do not sit on couches, you take scores. You're back, man. We are back. All right? All we gotta go do is bust out Brad, and then we're golden, man. Franklin, he makes us multicultural. Lester makes it cyber. We're like modern America. We just get ourselves a gay friend. Bam!
No, it's not it. I got money. It just makes you miserable. I want to make movies.
Great. It's great. And, so where exactly does this leave me in the second act of your life?
We're gonna do this last big job, and then we're gonna dissolve the partnership.
This is not a game to me! Alright, this is a fucking way of life.
I got a fucking family!
Yeah, well, I got nothing! No one gives a fuck about me!
I do.
Oh. Fuck you! I saw your grave. I mourned you. And then it turns out that everything I fucking thought about you was wrong. Everything. You're not dead, and you're not a man.
Well, what the fuck are you?
I'm your fucking nightmare!
Yeah, enough with your goddamn threats!
Let me just ask you something. All right, something I've been thinking about. Up in North Yankton, exactly who was buried in your place?
I never gave it any thought.
You know what I'm thinking?
I had no clue.
You treacherous piece of shit! You're fucking dead. You're fucking dead!
Okay, so Trevor's kind of had an idea how things went up in there in North Yankton. And depending if you're Trevor or Michael, this is kind of veer off. There's 2 different ways. Michael's kind of got his own thing, and then Trevor has his. Now, I'm going to show the first part of Trevor, and then once he gets to Sandy Shores Airport and flies out to North Yankton, I'm going to cut back in with Michael from his house so we can see his side.
Hey,
hear what he's got to say.
Going?
You know where I'm going. Fuck you.
You don't need to go all the way to North Yankton to find out what I can tell you over a couple beers back at my house. Come on, we'll order pizza.
Fuck you. Fuck your pizza. Fuck everything it stands for.
This is insanity.
Oh, no. No, it's clear and reasoned thought. Finally.
Come on, come back, we'll talk.
I'm not gonna listen to another one of your lies.
Hey, I'll lay it all out for you, everything. Turn around.
I'm going up there to see it for myself.
You'll be disappointed.
Oh, I'll be something.
It'll be an anticlimax. The grave's empty. Just a bag of sand, something like that. Just smoke and mirrors.
Oh, the lies! How do you do it, man? The game is up.
I'm trying to save you a trip.
You've done me enough favors, buddy, all right? Save your fucking breath.
Trevor, come on.
Fuck you, Michael. Soon enough, I will.
Trevor? It's great to,
There a plane I can use? Get me across country?
Sure. We got one fueled up for a trip south of the border.
I'm taking it.
Is everything okay, man?
Everything is not okay. Nothing has ever been okay, but I gotta see it for myself. I'm gonna see an old friend, all right? You're where I think you are, buddy. I don't know why I didn't see it. I guess I didn't want to. Fuck! Maybe I knew all along. I'm gonna find out for sure, and I'm gonna do something about it. There's always something wrong with that job. What went down after, I guess. I guess I wanted to believe fucking flea circus! Idiot, idiot! Idiot!
I'm sorry, Trevor.
Okay, so after the phone call with Ron, he just drives to the hangar and he takes off. There's not much there. And then you fly to the thing. You'll get a text from Ron saying the Chinese were looking for him. Okay, so after Trevor takes off from Michael's house, this is what happens when you're Michael. Okay, he's going to call Trevor in the same conversation that you talked to as Frank or as Trevor.
Hey, come on,
You know,
where you
now you're
going?
Michael.
You know where I'm
But then
going.
after this
Fuck you.
conversation, he's
You
going to
don't
call
need to go
Dave,
all the way to North
the
Yankton
FIB
to find out
dude.
what I can tell you over a couple beers back at my house. Come on, we'll order pizza.
Fuck you. Fuck your pizza.
Okay,
Fuck
the
everything. it
reason why
stands
I'm
for.
leaving all this
This is
in
insanity.
is
Oh,
after
no.
Michael
No, it's
lands
clear
in North
and reasoned
Yankton,
thought. Finally.
when he
Stop
lands
your
in
car.
North
Come on.
Yankton,
Come back, we'll talk.
he kind of gets into this
I'm not gonna listen
talking
to,
to where he's talking to Amanda
Hey, I'll
about
lay it
you know,
all
what
out
happened
for
in the
you,
very
everything.
beginning mission,
Just stop the car. Turn
where
around.
Trevor
I'm
and this
going up
Brad
there
dude
to see it for
wind
myself.
up getting separated. Brad gets
disappointed.
shot. Trevor winds up running
Oh,
off
be
about the
something.
money.
It'll be an
He kind of gets
anticlimax.
into a little
Grave's
bit.
empty.
In that
Just a
beginning
bag
mission, I
of
kind
sand,
of
something like that.
went
Just
off a little
smoke,
bit about
mirrors.
this whole story about
Guys,
Michael,
how you
this
doing?
Dave
The game
dude
is
with the
up.
FIB,
I'm trying to save you a trip.
and
You've
it
done
really
me enough
is very
favors, buddy,
unclear
all right?
about
Save
the
your
whole
fucking
deal. The
breath.
only thing that is
Trevor,
clear is
come
that
on.
Michael did
Fuck
sell
you,
out
Michael.
Trevor and this Brad
Sure
guy.
enough, I will.
That was his total intention. Exactly what was supposed to happen. If Trevor and Brad were supposed to both get shot and killed and Michael got off with the money, it's tough to say. But here he's going to call Dave.
Special Agent Norton.
Shit. Davey. Shit, he knows. I think he knows.
What? Who?
Think.
Shit. Shit, how?
I don't know how. He used his head.
But does he know? Does he know at all?
Hey, he's on his way up to Ludendorff to confirm his suspicions.
Shit. Then what?
Then who fucking knows what? I don't know. I'm gonna go see if I can reason with him.
Well, I'd come, but I...
Yeah, don't worry about it. This is between me and him. Besides, if it goes wrong up there, I'm sure you ain't far down his list.
That's good to know.
What, you don't see me driving? Oh, shit, sorry.
Okay, so running up to the airport, you're going to notice that you're being followed by the Chinese. And that's what this whole mission is going to be basically about. The Chinese are after Trevor, and they think that Michael and Trevor are lovers because of the time they spent out in Sandy Shores together and then being at the house and so on. Well, when Michael lands and he's driving to the graveyard, he's going to get into the story about how he made a deal, and then the cinematic will cut in with him and Trevor at the graveyard.
他男友已经到了机场，不管他的哪班机，我们会跟上。
Listen, Amanda, we're going to move to Los Santos. Start over. I made a deal. The slate will be totally wiped clean.
Hey, everybody pays attention. No one gets hurt.
Trust me, darling. Look at me. Amanda, it was the only thing I could do. Either everyone dies, or one guy gets out. I'm that guy.
Slow and steady, T. Slow and steady.
His name is Dave Norton. Nice guy, realist. He gets the glory, I get out. It's not even a decision. Amanda, I don't have a choice. Do you want to die here where it's always snowing? Or do you want to go and live where it's always sunny?
All right, you want to live? Tell me you want to live. Work this out.
Some depot out of town you don't need to know. Trust me, nothing is gonna go wrong. Nothing.
Yeah, I hear you. We gotta follow the plan. Everything will work out.
I did the deal, Amanda. It's over. Baby, we get out. Be happy. Be normal.
It ain't supposed to go down like this.
We did it. Baby, we are home free. It's over.
Okay, so once you run up to the
Just
the
this
graveyard,
one job and
get close to
everything is
Trevor, the
done.
cinematical cut
Everything
in,
is done.
and that's in there as well, and then we get a little bit more of the story. But through this drive up here, he says that he had to make a deal that either everybody dies or one person gets away. And it just begs the certain questions, and I'm going to get into that during the shooting here. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, this is just about getting headshots here, and I'll talk a little bit more about that after the cutscene's over and we actually get into shooting some of these Chinese dudes. So let's get through this little part. And okay, now when you're Trevor, basically you just, you know, you don't ever land the plane. At just a certain point, you wind up here in the graveyard and you start to dig.
Who you got in here, huh? As if I
And when
need
you're
to
close to
ask.
the casket, Michael kind of shows up.
Hey, you're wasting your time.
Is that why you flew out here? Huh? Tell me I'm wasting my time?
Go ahead, dig it up. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's what you look like. The guy who doesn't give a shit.
That's ridiculous.
How long are you gonna keep lying for, Mikey, huh? When's it gonna stop? What happens in the dark comes out in the light.
I'll give it a rest, Trevor. There's nothing there.
This is it. Moment of truth. As if I didn't know. Brad!
Look, we do what we gotta do to survive. This thing, it didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
Oh, and how was that, huh? With Brad in the can and me in the ground, or both of us in the coffin?
Brad got shot. You saw it. He didn't make it. I got shot. I did. That's it.
I think the only thing that didn't go as planned was me showing up on your doorstep 10 years later. Mikey, I mourned you.
And I missed you. But I got a fucking family, Trevor. We were all gonna die. He did die.
You reptilian motherfucker!
I didn't want it to come to this.
Yes, you did! You just don't have the fucking balls to do it! But I do!
I got more to lose than you.
Never a truer word has been spoken, brother. Now pull the fucking trigger! You ain't got the guts. Take the fucking shot! Who is that? Fuck!
Hey, there's the Chinese.
Trevor Phillips! Mr. Cho has requested a word!
Hey, ho!
Okay,
What are you
so
looking for?
Hey, 他在这边，他在这边。
before we get into
the
talking
boyfriend.
about Michael's commentary about what happened in North Yankton in the very first mission where Brad got shot and Trevor got away.
Where are you?
Alright, I tried this a few times and I could not get the headshots and accuracy in one video. So I wound up having to do this 3 times. Now, I don't do it in this particular walkthrough, this mission, but it's very possible just to run out there and get as many headshots as you can until you get shot, and then just keep replaying the checkpoint until you're 100% sure you got over 20 headshots, and then just, you know, kill everybody and end the mission. Okay, the next video or videos will be the accuracy and the time. Those are your, you know, your crucial ones. But as far as getting headshots in, you can reload the checkpoint as many times as it takes
who are your pals,
to get
Trevor?
headshots, and it'll count at the end. I don't do it this time around. I wasn't even thinking of that. If I would have just easily walked down there and just got 3-4 headshots, got killed, reloaded the checkpoint, got killed, and just kept doing that till I was pretty sure that I got 20 headshots in, and then used the AK to, you know, get through here. Okay, so the next 10 or so minutes is going to be me getting my headshots in, and it's a kind of a lengthy process. There's quite a few guys that come at you.
Ah, you want a boyfriend, huh?
When I was doing this, you know, at this point in the game, I don't know, the game seemed to work fine, but now that I'm 100% and several patches have happened, I can't seem to go back and replay missions. It's like you can get into the mission and play it, but when you try to get out, your Xbox locks up, or it gets just into a loading page and it just never seems to get out of there. I actually have to go to dashboard or shut my Xbox off. Anyhow, like I said, the next video or videos will be getting the time in and the accuracy. And like I said, so if you want to just run out here and get killed, get as many headshots, and so on. Alright, so let's talk a little bit about what Michael said on the way up to the graveyard while this shooting's going on. And in the beginning mission, where you're doing this bank heist out here in North Yankton, I kind of got into it. The whole story with Michael is kind of
You're out of your element.
vague, or there's a lot of gray area there. Okay, as he's driving up here, he mentions that either everybody dies or one person gets out, and that he was that one person. And we all know that he made a deal with this Dave guy.
Trevor, you dick.
That when you're surveying, I think it's called Friendship, I forget exactly the mission. The first time you meet up with Lester, he said that he checked into Michael and how the witness protection goes, and that he was basically paying this Dave guy a certain amount of money a month, and so on. So the gray area is that, you know, prior to this bank job in the very beginning of the game, if this Dave dude had evidence on the crew, Michael, Trevor, and Brad, and Lester, I'm assuming, he could have just arrested him. Alright, we don't really know the whole story. It's like, did Dave approach Michael and say, look, I don't have hard evidence, but I know you guys are this and that? You know, all we know is that he made some kind of deal. Now, in the Mission Monkey business, Michael states that he gave himself up to Dave. You know, I don't know. It's a lot of gray area there. So are we assuming that Michael sought out this Dave dude in the FIB and gave up his crew so he can get in the witness protection to go out to Los Santos? It just, you know, why would he have to do that? He could have easily just done the bank job and took his cut and moved out to Los Santos. I mean, and just told Trevor and Brad, he's like, I'm out, I'm done, I'm not doing this no more. And then the other option is he could have done the bank job and killed Trevor and Brad and kept all the money for himself.
You're way off.
Those are some of the things about the game and the story that just kind of agitates me. It's a lot of gray area. Just like, you know, gamers are a lot smarter than just people that are playing a video game. And when we play a story, you know, you're like, well, none of this makes any sense to me. You know, It's not like in Vice City. It was a very clear-cut thing, you know.
I ain't got anything against
Tommy
you people.
Vercetti went off and did a mission for the family to kill somebody, but there was a lot of people there, and he wound up getting arrested and doing 15 years, and then he was sent to Vice City. And, you know, he took over Vice City, and then he killed, you know, Sonny at the end. You know, there was no, like, gray area. CJ was a gangbanger that left Los Santos, went to Liberty City, and then his mother was killed. And the story, they never really got into it, that Sweet and Big Smoke, you know, were paid to kill, Ryder and Big Smoke were paid to kill Sweet because they were trying to get into the drug business. And then, you know, Tenpenny was a bad cop. It was very, there was no, you know, it was the story was that. It was just pretty much, that's it. All right, with Grand Theft 5, this whole thing about them being bank robbers and this heist that goes bad in the beginning, and this deal that Mike makes, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's very unclear to the whole deal that he did, you know, and it's assaulting to us because, you know, are we not supposed to put these pieces together? And it's like I just mentioned, it's just like, all right, so what happened? You know, Michael felt that he couldn't do this one last job with the crew, and then just, you know, took his cut and said, all right, I'm out, I'm done. You know, you guys do whatever you want to do, but I'm not doing this no more. I'm taking my family and moving.
We ain't friends no more.
You know, and it's very unclear. You know, it's not like
Hey, you got the wrong guy.
again in monkey business. Mike says he went to Dave. He basically turned himself in. You know why? You know, that he felt like the FIB were on the case. You know, they were following him. They had evidence on him, but not enough to put him in jail. That's my whole point. If they had dirt on him and his crew, they would have just arrested him. You know, why make a deal? He's not like he's turning state evidence. I mean, we know when we first meet Lester, he explains that Michael is paying Dave. So we know that Dave's not, you know, he's somewhat corrupt, and he's basically paying to be in witness protection. But he's not like, you know, needing to be in witness protection because the mob knows him or anything like that. Okay, so that's just me kind of stating my grievances about the story, and I wish it was a little more cut and dry. You know, I mentioned Vice City and San Andreas with CJ, and I mean, even Grand Theft 4 with Nico, I mean, it was a very clear-cut story. There was not, you know, really a lot to be said there. He was in the Army, and we knew one of his squad members sold him and his squad out, and 3 of the members got out. Obviously, the guy that set his squad up, and then the other dude, and then Nico. And then obviously, like any of the Grand Theft games, the game kind of goes off and he has to do what he has to do. And then it all comes at the end. He finds the guy, you know, he confronts him. You have the choice of letting him live or die. You know, there's no thing. And Nico's story was just, it was just an awesome thing. You knew what was driving him, and he wasn't going to settle until he you know, found out what happened that particular day, and then you're given the choice to whether to kill this guy or, you know, whatever. But that's Grand Theft Auto 4. This is 5, and like I mentioned, this whole thing with Michael, Dave with the FIB, Trevor, Brad, the whole thing, it's just kind of sucks. It's not very clear cut. So it's really up to you, the gamer, where you want to perceive how this story goes. I mean, there's no question Grand Theft 5 was a pretty good game. You know, it's like any game, it's got its ups and downs. You know, the goal requirements and all that kind of forces you to replay the missions and stuff. But I just like it when a game is very cut and dry as far as the story goes. And then what happens in between is whatever happens. But this whole thing with Michael and all that, I don't know. It's really up to you guys, the gamers, you know, how you want to perceive it.
He's
and
getting away!
where it goes from there. So anyway, like I was mentioning, the next video or videos will be the accuracy and time. That's really what it'll be. I wanted to show all the cinematics. Pretty much Michael's talking about what happened and a lot of grievance between Trevor and Michael. Okay, the other videos will basically be how to get through it in their time, and then to get our accuracy in, and we're not going to really see anything. On the flight here, you get a call from the Chinese guy. Really not much said there. We'll be hearing that on the time one, because there's no way to really skip through that. So like I said, this is basically about the headshots. Go about getting your headshots any way you like here. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.